Hi guys, hello. Grok and XAI recently launched Grokopedia, which is a super interesting website. So basically, it's just like Wikipedia, but you can suggest articles much easier. A while back, I was trying to get myself a Wikipedia page, and it was super difficult, and ultimately, just something I ended up stopped working towards because it was just way too hard. But on this one, actually, I didn't even have to request one for myself. There was already one there for me, which was super cool. But I've been able to suggest and create 32 articles, as you can see here. And also the editing process is a lot easier because this is using XAI or Grok to basically scrape the internet and find whether or not your edit suggestions are supported and backed by evidence. And so you guys can see here, they also have a really cool like activity slash statistics page for you. And so I can kind of see what's going on here. Ranked 362 in the world as a contributor right now, which is kind of cool. So that's really cool. But I'm going to be walking you through what I've been doing with this because I've just been having a ton of fun here. And so, like I said, I already had a page created for myself. So I searched my name and there was already one there. But of course, there was some stuff that wasn't entirely correct. And so I went in and tried to make some edits. So, for example, this one right here, in the actual original text, it said his sixth win occurred at the inaugural 23 League dunk contest in December 2025. And I said this event was actually in September 2025, not December. And that is true. It was actually, it isn't true. It was in August, but I thought it was in September. And so it went back and it was looking through all the information about that dunk contest, went to my YouTube channel, and it saw the video was posted in December. And so I was like, can't do anything about it. I'm just going to say it was in December. And so what I did was I went to a page on my websites where I have a lot of the Minnesota Dunk Squad stuff, not even close to complete, but I just threw it up one day. And I went in here and edited. So this page is really broken, and edited all of the exact dates for all this stuff. So one of my favorite events so far was a dunk contest that Jordan Horn asked me to help coordinate, blah, blah, blah. And then right here, during August of 2025. Would be very difficult to find my second attempt at this request here, but I requested it somewhere in here and it got accepted. And so we can look at a couple other ones here. Um, so yeah, this is another one of my contests and stuff on my own page, and I needed to clarify the name. It said like the 23 League, as in like 2-3 League, and this is actually how it's spelled, so I made that change. And then I did not win that time in June 2024. Took second to another Minnesota Dunk Squad member, Gideon Sheeler. And as I'm doing this, as I'm editing my own, I'm realizing like, oh, wait a minute. This is involved with the 23 League, which is a league that I collaborated with for a couple events. This is involved with Gideon Sheeler, who is a dunker that I dunk with, and he is a part of my dunk squad, the Minnesota Dunk Squad. And so as I'm doing this, I'm also thinking like, dang, I should be making these pages. And so the first one, my girlfriend, who I dunk with and who was training to dunk, that was the first one I did. But then I set up two of the other entities that I manage, which are the Dunk Talk podcast, which is my podcast, and then the Minnesota Dunk Squad. And then as I'm doing these, it's searching the internet, going to some of the websites that I've made for these, all the information, and creating them. And the thing that's really cool about Grok that I've noticed is that I believe it's because Grok is like integrated into a social platform. It's very good at getting information from social media platforms. Grok is one of the only AIs that I've worked with that is able to go directly, like you give it a YouTube link and it's able to get the transcript directly from that YouTube video, which is super cool. And you can see it on here, which is why I'm super happy that I started this podcast. I didn't even necessarily know that it was going to be like this at the time because I didn't really know much about AI, digital marketing, stuff like that. But this is helping all my friends now. So Addy, Travis Reynolds, Ben Hopkins, Donovan Hopkins, those are just a few of the guys that I've set up articles for or requested articles for here on Grokopedia. And it's pulling directly from my YouTube transcripts of the podcast that I did with them. And I need to get all those into articles. Haven't got to it yet, so I need to do that. That'll help as well because that's, an actual source. But, now that Grok and these other AIs are starting to be able to transcribe YouTube videos in real time and use that information as a source, just absolutely huge. And another reason why we should all be on podcasts. But anyway, as I'm, setting up these entities for myself, it's also, linking to me. So then this is actually linking to my Grokopedia page. But either way, it's creating like this ecosystem of all of my assets within Grokopedia. And so this is a really cool, um, tool, website, whatever you want to call it. Some other ones I've created are, a lot of my friends. So Jordan Horn, he owns the 23 League. I was basically just like, thinking through my own page and then all the related entities I was just creating. And I was kind of trying out some different ones. And so a lot of these are my friends. Some of these are clients that we work with through local service spotlight. So Dr. Hugh Flax, he owns Flax Dental in Atlanta, Georgia. And so, helped him get a page here. He's a, very, very good dentist. And he's got tons of stuff out there. So Grokipedia is easily able to just create a page out of that. So I'm going to show you guys some of the things that got rejected, and then we'll talk about why real quick. Um, Flax Dental, this one got denied because it thought that it was a duplicate with Dr. Hugh Flax. That's not true. I'm going to try to run this back because obviously there's a difference between the business and the person. So I'll definitely go back and fix that. But some of these other ones here that I thought were really cool, East Bay Dunk and Double Up Dunk. I was not sure if these would work because they're more like general, but now there is an article out there about what a double up is, and it has the entire history. And I gave it a lot of context, so a lot of this actually came from me, created by Chuck and T-Dub back in the Team Flight Brothers days, whatever. But thought that was super cool. And then here's one that got rejected. It's my friend Braden. He's a high school football player. He works with me at the company that I work for, and I've been kind of trying to help him get his knowledge panel just for fun. And he got denied here, and you can see due to content guidelines, it's because it's a high school student who, while participating in public school sports, does not meet the notability threshold for an encyclopedia entry, which is reasonable. I understand that. So basically, for all these other ones, some of these people, like myself, still in high school, but if I was to write one for myself, or like Brooke's still in high school as well, um, but you can see the way I frame this because the information is out there that she is 18 or whatever. But then the way I frame this is just like as a female dunker in training with the goal of dunking on a 10-foot rim, and ChatGPT helped me come up with these, and so I'm framing it as if though she is a credible and authoritative thing that should be getting recognized. And so yeah, that is kind of how you're going to do it. So if you run into that issue, just make sure you're, framing it as why you should actually be whatever. So, and then some of these had issues. My coach, Austin Young, his business, JumpX, and then Josh Rubel as well also had some issues just because not having enough sources. So that's why, again, you got to be on these podcasts, got to, get as many articles as you can. But I mean, I'm still messing around with this. This is still new. As we've been doing this, my rank has gone from 362 to 372. So I'm actually getting worse. Got to get back to doing this, but this is a ton of fun. Definitely guarantee, encourage you guys to go mess around with it. See if you've already got a page. If not, make sure to create one or suggest one up here. And yeah, create one for all your entities, all your friends, all your business partners, all your clients as well. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is super fun. So check it out.